Hello everyone, myself Sai Prasad, a lecturer in the Ahmedabad High School and the Junior College. Welcome to the series of the lectures of Intermediate First Year Maths A. We have been discussing the different concepts of trigonometric ratios up to transformations till now. We have started with the basics of angle till the last session. We have been discussing different problems of compound angles, half angles and multiple angles. On the same lines, let us have few more problems with the previous concept. Okay, let's do. See here, the question given here it is, he is asking us to prove that sin A sin pi by 3 plus A sin pi by 3 minus A equal to 1 by 4 sin 3A. Okay, and he is asking us to deduce this from that. He is asking us to deduce. What do you mean by the term deduce? Deduce is, after proving this, just substitute one value. It can be a particular value and substitute it in that. Okay, is it clear? Shall we do? Let's start. See here, what is the question given here? That is, the first thing is LHS given here, it is sin A sin pi by 3 plus A into sin pi by 3 minus A. Do we have any formula of this kind of questions? Either you have to substitute in the formula of sin of A plus B and sin of A minus B, or else you can even directly do it as sin of A plus B into sin of A minus B, isn't it? We can do, right? Let us substitute and simplify. See here, here let us use the formula of sin of A plus B into sin of A minus B. What is it? It is sin square A minus sin square B, that is sin square pi by 3 minus sin square A, isn't it? Is it not the same which we learnt, right? Is it clear? Similarly, do we know the value of sin pi by 3, which is nothing but sin 60? What is the value of sin 60? Do you remember? That is, sin 60 is, yes, it is root 3 by 2 whole square minus sin square A, isn't it? Now, let us write it as 3 by 4 minus sin square A. Now, let us take the LCM here. What it will become? It will be 4. Then if we multiply 4 that side, it will become 3 minus 4 sin square A, right? Now, let us multiply this whole thing to that side. It will become 3 sin A minus 4 sin cube A by 4. Do we have any formula of 3 sin A minus 4 sin cube A? Do we have? Yes, we have. What is that? That is nothing but sin 3A whole divided by 4. That is what he asked us to prove. That is 1 by 4 sin 3A, isn't it? That is 1 by 4 sin 3A. Are we getting the same which is given in the question, isn't it? Similarly, he is asking us to deduce sin 20, 40, 60 and 80. Do we have any relation with 60, right? If you observe here, 20 plus 20 is 40, isn't it? Again plus 20 is 60, again plus 20 is 80, isn't it? Yes or no? Then can we have these three terms here? Yes or no, right? If I substitute A as 20, I can get this term, isn't it? Here 60 plus 20, what it will be? It will be 80, right? Here 60 minus 20, it will be 40. Can I get? Now, this is, let us assume this is to be the first equation he asked us to prove. Now, for the second one, let us put A is equal to 20. Okay, what will happen? Now, let us see, that is sin 20 into sin of 60 plus 20 into sin of 60 minus 20 is equal to 1 by 4 sin of 3 into 20, isn't it? Is it right? Right side is 3 into 20, is it clear? Now, let us write it here, sin 20 into sin 60 plus 20 is 80, isn't it, right? Here 60 minus 20, that is sin 40, that is equal to 1 by 4 sin 3 into 20. What it will be? 3 to the 60, isn't it? That is, it will be sin 60, right? Hope you can understand till here what all we discussed. That is, now let us write it as Sine 20 into sine 80 into sine 40, that is equal to 1 by 4. Do we have the value of sine 60? Isn't it? Let's substitute the value. What is sine 60 here? That is root 3 by 2. Isn't it? Now if you check, what is the question given here? He is asking us to prove sine 20, 40, 60 and 80. Are we getting all the values here? We have only 20, 80 and 40. There is one more thing missing, that is sine 60. Is it clear? Now what is that we have to do is, let us multiply what is left on the left hand side. Let us multiply the left out term, that is sine 60 on both the sides. That is sine 60 on both sides. Can we? Since we know the value of sine 60, we can transform it in any way, right? Let us multiply. It will become sine 20 into sine 80 into sine 40 into, what is that we have to write? That is sine 60. Sine 60. It will become root 3 by 4 to the 8 into sine 60, right? Did we get all the terms on the left hand side what we asked us to deduce, right? Then the thing we have to prove is right side, isn't it? Root 3 by 8 into, what is the value of sine 60? Again that is root 3 by 2. Is it clear? Let us multiply the numerator. Root 3 into root 3, it becomes 3, 8 into 2, it becomes 16. Are we getting the same thing which we asked us to prove? Is it clear? Once again let me tell you clearly. He asked us to prove this particular question and he asked us to deduce this. Deduce in the sense, from the given proof itself we have to modulate or manipulate in such a way that if we substitute one particular variable, we will get the answer. Is it clear? There is also one of the kind of 4 mark question. Okay. You can even also try another question such as cos A, cos of 60 plus A, cos of 60 minus A kind of question. Is it clear? Hope you can understand such kind of question. Let us move on to the next problem. Let us start with the next problem, that is, what is the question given here? It is, here he is telling that A is not an integral multiple of pi, which means A is not an integral multiple of pi, is that is, it should not be a pi, 2 pi or 3 pi or whatever, isn't it? Then he is asking us to prove that cos A, cos 2A, 4A, 8A is equal to sin 16A by 16 sin A. This is a kind of tricky problem, but this will be one of the most easiest problem if you see how to solve it. See, here I will solve. Let us solve. The LHS given here, it is cos A, cos 2A, cos 4A, cos 8A, right? What is the thing given here? He is asking us to prove it into sin 16A, right? The right side it is in terms of sin, the left side it is in terms of cos, right? And there is a multiple of A, which means it is somewhere in order of 16, is it right? Then how can I double this cos ka thing? Can I multiply it with 2 sin A? Can I? Isn't it? If it is 2 sin A cos A, it will be obviously become as sin 2A, right? Now let us do that. Let us multiply and divide 2 sin A. Shall we do that? Now see here, it will become 2 sin A cos A into cos 2A cos 4A into cos 8A divided by 2 sin A, isn't it? We have multiplied 2 sin A and 2 sin A to the numerator and the denominator. Is it right? Now see here, what is the value of 2 sin A cos A? It is nothing but sin 2A, isn't it? Hope you got how to do next thing, right? This is 2 sin A, isn't it? The next step, there is sin 2A and cos 2A. Okay, if I multiply with 2, can I get it as sin 4A? Once again, see here, remember, sin 2A is 2 sin A cos A. We know the formula of this. Yes or no? Then if it is sin 4A, can't I write it as 2 sin 2A cos 2A? Isn't it? Yes or no? Here it is single angle. Then we got double. Here it is double angle. We can get it as 4 times of an angle. Yes or no? Now see here. Can I multiply and divide 2? Right? Now see here. It will become 2 sin 2a into cos 2a into cos 4a into cos 8a divided by 2 into 2 sin a. Right? Now tell me again, 2 sin 2a cos 2a, what it will become? It will become as sin 4a. Yes or no? Is there anything difficulty in doing such kind of problems? Only thing you have to remember is what to be multiplied at what time. Yes or no? Now see here, the next step what we have to do here, that is, here it is sin 4a cos 4a, again same, multiply and divide by 2 to numerator and denominator. What it will become? It will become 2 sin 4a cos 4a into cos 8a divided by 2 into 4 sin a. Again this is 2 sin 4a cos 4a, again double it, it will become sin 8a into cos 8a divided by 4 to the 8 sin a. Again the next step what we have to do, again multiply and divide with what? 2. What it will become? 2 sin 8a into cos 8a divided by 2 into 8 sin a. Isn't it? Again the same, 2 sin 8a cos 8a, it will be sin 16a divided by 2 8s are 16 sin a. This is what he is asking us to prove. Is it clear? What all we multiplied? We started by multiplying it with 2 sin a. Isn't it? Then we got it 2 sin a cos a, which is nothing but, see here, this is what it is, right? That is nothing but sin 2a. Is it clear? In the next step what we did? We multiplied it with again 2. This is 2 sin a cos 2 sin 2a cos 2a, it became sin 4a. Right? Again after that we have multiplied 2, it becomes 2 sin 4a cos 4a, again it is sin 8a. After multiplying those both, I got finally it as sin 16a by 16 sin a. Is it right? This is what he asked us to prove, isn't it? Now we have to deduce these kind of values, right? What is 2 pi by 5? Let us substitute a is equal to 2 pi by 15. Okay, see here, 2 pi by 15, 4 pi by 15, 8 pi by 15, 16 pi by 15, right? Let us substitute it, it will be cos 2 pi by 15 cos, here it is 4 pi by 15 into cos, again 4 to the 8 pi by 15 into cos 8 to the 16 pi by 15, that is equal to sin 16 into 2 pi by 15 divided by 16 sin 2 pi by 15. See here, how to write this? 16 into 2 pi by 15. How to do? We have discussed in a few sessions before that. If this numerator ka number is just above this denominator, I can write this 16 into 2 pi as 15 into 2 pi plus 1 into 2 pi, isn't it? Then it will become sin into 16 plus, let us write for 16 as 15 plus 1 by 15 into 2 pi, right? Let us keep this as it is. I will show you what it will become, right? Now let us separate it. 15 by 15 is 1, it will be 1 by 15. Then it will be sin of 2 pi plus 2 pi by 15 whole divided by sin 2 pi by 15 into 16. What is sin of 360 plus 2 theta? That is nothing but in the first quadrant, which is nothing but sin 2 pi by 15 whole divided by 16 sin 2 pi by 15. These both will get cancelled. Answer is 1 by 16. isn't it? Yes or no? Did you get the answer? There is nothing to do with that. The only thing we have to do is we have to substitute in the theorem. That is what he asked us to prove. We have to substitute a as 2 pi by 15. Just well substitute it. The only thing is we have to simplify the RHS thing. That is sin 16a, write it as 16 into 2 pi by 15. Write it as 1 2 pi by 15 and 15 into 2 pi by 15. Here 15 by 15 it is 1. Here the left out is 1 by 15, isn't it, which is 2 pi into 1 is 2 pi plus what is left, 1 by 15 into 2 pi is 2 pi by 15. Is it right? Did you understand such kind of problems? Okay. Now let us move on to the next problem. Let me give you the formula of that. Now see here, we have seen the multiples of angles, that is 2a, 3a and such kind of things. And next we have seen the addition, that is a plus b, that is sin of a plus b, sin of a minus b, right. Then let us have the sum of two different things and the product of those things and the conversion of sum to product and product to sum. Okay. We have seen sin of a plus b, right, isn't it? We have seen sin of a minus b also. We have multiplied those both, we got it as sin square a minus sin square b, right. What happens if we add those both? It will become 2 sin a cos b, isn't it? If it is sin of a plus b, what is the formula? 2 sin a cos b plus sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. If it is sin of a minus b, right, cos a sin b plus sin a sin minus sin a cos b, isn't it? If we add those both, the second terms will get cancelled and we will get it as 2 sin a cos b, isn't it? If it is both are sines, we will get it as sin and cos, right. If it is addition, first thing we will get as sin and second is cos, right. If it is subtraction, we will get the first wala as cos and second wala as sin, isn't it? Similarly, if it is cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b, we get both the cos. If it is addition, if it is subtraction, we get both sines, okay. But remember here the first thing is minus and the second is plus. Whenever you check into the addition of two cos terms or product of two cos terms, you get such kind of things. That is, this can also be written as cos of a plus b minus cos of a minus b, which is minus 2 sin a sin b. Hope you can remember this particular thing, right. We can remember this as product to sum conversion, okay, and the next is sum to product conversion, right. We have used a and a b till now. Let us have transformation such as c to d. This is transformation from product to sum, here sum to product, this kind of transformation they need, okay. That is actually called as transformation, okay. See here, here it is sin c plus sin d, whose formula is 2 sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2, right. Here the average of both, here subtracted divided by 2, isn't it? Similarly, if it is subtraction, pehla wala will be cos and the second will be sin, the same thing which we have seen there. Similarly, if it is both cos, we will get both cos. If it is 2 cos subtraction, we will get 2 sines, right, but with a negative sign, isn't it? This can also be written as d minus c, because sin of minus theta is minus sin theta, isn't it? That is why they have written like this, okay. By the next session, we expect you to remember this kind of formulae, right. Let us have one example on that, that is sin 50 minus sin 70 plus sin 10, right. Let me do sin c minus sin d for this, okay. This is in the form of this, right. This sin 50 minus sin 70 is in the form of this formula. What is c here? C is 50, d is 70, isn't it? If we substitute it, it will become 2 cos c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. What is c? 50 plus 70 by 2 sin 50 minus 70 by 2 and plus sin 10 is as it is, isn't it? Now once again 2 cos 50 plus 70, how much is it? 50 plus 70 is 120 divided by 2 sin 50 minus 70 is minus 20 by 2 plus sin 10. Now see here, what is 120 by 2? Nothing but 60, isn't it? Here minus 10, yes or no? Then 2 into, what is the value of cos 60? 1 by 2 Sine of minus 10 is minus sine 10 plus sine 10. 2 get cancelled, right? This whole term will become it as minus sine 10. Here it is plus sine 10. Both get cancelled. I will get the value of 0. Did you understand this sort of examples? Right? See here, the angle, it is divided by 2. Here it is outside. Never try to cancel this term and this term. Most of the people does that such kind of mistakes. Okay, remember once again, this is an angle which is divided by 2. This is a coefficient. We can never cancel these both things. Is it okay? Did you understand till here? Is it clear? By the next session, I expect you to remember this kind of formulae, right? That will be our next exercise problem. What are different formulas we have to remember, starting from sine as opposite by adjacent, all such kinds, and the values of up to 90, then transforming into multiple angles, that is if it is 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, isn't it? Such kind of things. After that, identity, sine square plus cos square is 1, secant square minus tan square is 1, cosecant square minus cot square is also 1. After that, we have gone to the sum, that is sine of a plus b, cos of a plus b and tan of a plus b, such kind. After that, addition of those, right? Then multiple angles, then the addition and the multiplication, this kind of formulae. Is it clear? Right? Without this formula, we can't do anything in the next exercise. Once again, I am telling you people. So, let us meet in the next class with the problems of these questions. Okay, this is for today. Thank you.